Okay, let's talk about a stock that just announced its share buyback program, has institutional ownership to the likes of Virtue, Citadel, HRT Financial, and more. Pair this with Fintel and Yahoo Finance releasing a 5,900% share price increase, analyst upgrades, and surging price. Yeah. Welcome back to the channel on this Hump Day Wednesday. This is ARCa, and let's dive into ticker symbol LQR. What is up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. Let's go ahead and dive into ticker symbol LQR. And what we're observing here is actually Fintel's report on LQR House. Price target increased to 5,900% to $306. Okay, team, so please notice right over here that this is actually coming up to a true value of 303 to a 315 per share valuation. Okay, now let's go ahead and take a look at Yahoo Finance here, because they are describing here what could happen within the price action, right? So we're looking, you know what, actually we had that in Fintel as well. Right down here is what I wanted to show you, right? So Virtue Financial holds 105,000 shares, pardon me. Citadel has 70,000 shares and HRT Financial 36,000, right? So we have Commonwealth also owning 17,000 shares, representing 0.50% ownership, right? But of course, we have Virtue with its larger ownership at 3.11%. So this is in fact incredibly impressive, and it looks like the asset is still maintaining its surge to the upside, right? So let's go ahead and move over to the left side of the screen here, where we're going to observe the analyst rating versus the algorithmic rating, right? So technicals here are at a complete buy on TradingView software, and analyst rating here is at a strong buy. All right, so now also notice that we have upgrades here for the analysts as well. We're currently sitting at around the valuation of around 436 to 440, and it looks like the look at this, a plus 496 496% to $26. It's looking very, very strong. Okay, team. So let's go ahead and go over the stats, go over the technicals here, because there is a lot to talk about here. And I do believe that price action here will continue to the upside in the coming I would say day or two. Actually, I mean, honestly, it does have a lot of promise here. So daily time frame, LQR, please notice here that we have an average true range. Volatility is completely increasing here, and it shows $1.07 of average true range. Now, if that puts us, if we put the price action here to $1.07 from the closure, or you know what, it would actually be from the, let's go ahead and do it from the closing of today's price action, right? So that would take us from 435 to 544. But I want you to notice here that there is a gap in the daily time frame, and that gap may actually give us the resistance that we're actually looking for. So tomorrow's price action could very well lead into the area of about $5.81, and then it could actually continue on to 660 if the sentiment so believes that the gap needs another closing, right? It's already been closed, of course, but we use gaps. We use previous gaps to determine resistance and converted support levels. Okay, so one more thing to kind of consider here for a continuation to the upside is that we have multiple closures upside of the EMA 200 on the 5-minute time frame, which could introduce a massive continuation to the upside. And just to kind of put it to you clearly, the last time we broke above the EMA 200, check this out, right? Price action led from I mean, it really kind of goes without saying, right? So it went from 390 all the way up to the valuation of around $6.50. And notice right over here, right? We failed the EMA 200, then we reclaimed it, retested it, and we definitely moved from 396 all the way up to 480 before validating your SMA 150 and then taking on that $5.15 level. So guess what we're doing again? It looks like we just got the validations of support from the EMA 200. We're breaking above the SMA 50, and it looks like price action is ready to make its upside surge right in here. Okay, team, so let's now move on to the next chart and take a look at this. Okay, so this is the historical volatility versus stochastic momentum system that I've actually developed, right? This is the algorithm that a lot of people know that I use often, right? So anytime that volatility has either expanded into critical volatility expansion, which is within the 90 percentile, and or or the critical contraction zone of 15%, anytime that we've started to contract from that critical or started to expand from that critical, I've taken the liberty of creating an algorithm that takes into account a trade based on that criteria. So the reason why I'm mentioning this is because, as you can see here, we're about to get the stochastic momentum to pivot towards the upside here. In fact, we can actually kind of finesse the information just a little bit. So that would be, well, let's do a period of 1 look back, right, with a smoothing factor of 1. And so it looks like we're about to get a shift to the upside here, right? So this shift to the upside with paired with contraction, that would set up another buy signal here. And just to give you the performance summary on this, this is the historical. These are the historical trades on LQR with the system here, and it's at a 95.92% accuracy or profitability. And you're looking at around 49 total trades here, and the asset hasn't been trading for a long time. So starting with a base account, we can just show it here. I don't mind, right? So starting with a base account, initial capital of $50,000, we have an order size of around 8,000 shares, right? And we have let's just say that the broker commission was a 0.005%, right? And this actually, paired with a trailing stop point of around 3. This and here it is, right? The volatility expansion levels of 85% and contraction levels of 15%, right? So with an upside of a stochastic momentum at around 20% or greater, right? Using a volume weighted moving average on a 7 period and also using a closing period look back of 9. Okay, so this here is actually giving us this performance summary, right? So please notice here that the average winning trade is $8,426. We have the average, the average trade is actually $8,042, and the average losing trade is $967, right? So going back to the overview, that shows you here that we have a max drawdown over its trading history throughout the entire trading history, right? These are every signal here where it's gone in and out. We're looking here at a 48.46% drawdown, but we have a net profit of 788.2% to the upside. $50,000 entry has faced almost $400,000 net profit versus a max drawdown of $76,600. So that is not bad. And the reason why I'm mentioning this is, again, because we're about to face another buy signal here, and it's very confluent to what we're talking about within these parameters here. Closing upside of the EMA 200, getting a $1.07 average true range and volatility with a gap on top. It looks like the asset is about to make itself another run to the upside here of 25% to around 33.52 to 51% to the upside, all potentially tomorrow. Okay, team, so let's go ahead and now look at this. Hourly time frame does have a cup and handle formation. You guys know that I don't really feel, or I don't really like to follow the formations like this too much, but it's worth mentioning, right? So we definitely have a cup and handle formation here, and I want to just show you how to take that price objective, right? So take a trend line from the top side of the cup all the way to the bottom side of the cup, and apply it to the top of the handle here, and look at what target that gives us, right? So my discretionary targets, when I was looking at this a little bit earlier, were 45.24 to 54.43, and we're already getting that 45.80 topside target from this cup and handle, right? So this would really lead price action to a curious upside. Let's just say this, though. If we start combating, I'm going to go ahead and just point this out for you right here. This resistance range, which, yeah, I get it. It's super high, right? So if we start combating any daily closure above 99.27, this is going to start increasing into price targets out of this world. 144.87 would be the first stop, followed by a next run to guess where? 242 to 258, getting really close to that $300 target that we're looking at, right? So the resistance levels start minimizing really drastically as soon as we start combating this top side of 99.27, right? So I'm just putting it out there, team. This it's looking like it has high promise, and if we were to consider here an immediate short-term time frame long, Then yeah, it looks like it could be displayed here in the 10-minute time frame and in the 15-minute time frame. This is the RSI, right? Relative Strength Index. So the RSI signal representing price itself is suggesting a downside here. Now, that downside to the SMA 14, represented by the pink line, that would give you a support grab of two different zones. So remember, your RSI is split to two different areas, right? You have your bullish control zone on the upper half, your bearish control zone on the bottom half. You have the weakness percentile being the bull weakness and bear weakness in the inside, and you have your bull strength and your bear strength percentile in the outer skirts, right? So now every single junction of the RSI, 2% down or 2% up, that has a gravitational pull. So in this case, you see here that the downside is favored in the immediate short-term 15-minute time frame. This means that price action is likely to come down. But if we do come down, then we would be facing the opposing side of gravitation alongside the SMA 14. So very likely a bounce from this area and then a continuation to the upside. So what I'm saying here is that there is a short-term opportunity to get long this asset, and that could provide a potential entry down to here at around $4.25. So, and of course, it does have a range, right? So let's go ahead and just say that $4.25 would be that bottom side. The inflection point at, actually, you know what? Well, yeah, we can suggest 415 to 425. I know it says 426 there. You just know what I'm. It's going to fluctuate, right? 5-minute time frame moving averages, they move a lot, right? And then the inflection point here would be just in case price action reaches this level here, just know that you could have an opportunity there as well. Okay, so that would be around $4.05 before this thing just continues on to the upside, right? So, yeah, so I think I'm feeling pretty comfortable here with what we're looking at, right? And we have we have this immediate short-term downside before a recovery here, but everything else is still kind of pointed towards the upside and still continuing on. The asset is already ripped 440 or 450% to the upside over the last 8 days. And it's quite impressive what it's doing, right? So yeah, I see the preparation here for a continuation to the upside, team. So please remember to gather yourselves and open up or enroll to the ARC Masters course, as this would be the last course that I ever teach, team, as I have to continue on the trading career instead, right? This is going to be the 16-week mentorship and the very last one that I will ever teach. ARCMastersCourse@gmail.com. And I will pass you the disclaimer and the syllabus and everything pertaining to that. Okay, team? So I think this is a pretty good place to leave off. And we're pretty good to go here. All right. And let me see. Yeah. Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. Never, 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 never. I need you to do your own due diligence and everything will be cool. But with that said, team, I wish you well. A very, very good night. And I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios, team.